World War I, the Great War, was a momentous period of human history. Marked by mind-boggling death tolls and grand-scale changes, it also left behind a series of enigmas that continue to intrigue historians and enthusiasts. This video explores 15 of these unresolved mysteries, hoping to shed light on the hidden and overlooked aspects of this conflict. Number 1. The Lost Battalion of Verdun. The Battle of Verdun, one of the most gruesome and protracted conflicts of World War I, is known for the colossal losses it entailed for both French and German armies. Amidst the plethora of tales of sacrifice and bravery, one story that stands out is the mystery of the Lost Battalion. In the early weeks of 1916, a contingent of French soldiers was reported missing in the battle. This group, referred to as the Lost Battalion, was part of the French forces defending the city of Verdun against the German onslaught. Their sudden disappearance in the chaos of the battle became one of the enduring mysteries of the war. Initial reports suggested that the battalion, comprising around 800 men, had been sent on a mission to recapture Fort Douaumont, a strategic point seized by the Germans. They were last seen advancing into the dense fog of a winter morning, heading towards the enemy lines. However, when reinforcement troops arrived at the fort later that day, there was no sign of the battalion. No one had seen or heard from them since their initial advance. They had seemingly vanished. Over the years, many theories emerged to explain this mysterious event. One belief was that the battalion had been captured by the Germans. However, no German records ever confirmed this, and no prisoners of war matching the battalion's description were found in subsequent liberations. Another hypothesis proposed that they got lost in the labyrinth of trenches and were killed in action. However, the lack of bodies or any other physical evidence cast doubts on this theory too. Perhaps the most chilling theory is that they may have wandered into the Zone Rouge, an area so heavily bombarded that it was considered inhospitable for human life. The region was notorious for unexploded ordnance and poisonous gases that lingered in the soil and air. Could the Lost Battalion have wandered into this death trap only to be obliterated without a trace? Despite extensive post-war investigations and inquiries, the fate of the Lost Battalion remains an enigma. Its disappearance is a haunting reminder of the chaos and devastation of the Battle of Verdun. The Lost Battalion stands as a symbol of the countless soldiers whose stories, like theirs, were swallowed by the fog of war, leaving behind only questions that persist to this day. Number 2. The disappearance of the Russian Amber Room. Regarded as the eighth wonder of the world, the Amber Room was an opulent masterpiece constructed entirely of amber, gold, and precious stones. Originally installed in the Catherine Palace of Tsarskoye Selo near St. Petersburg, its spectacular artistry and grandeur captivated all who laid eyes upon it. However, amidst the turmoil of World War I and the Russian Revolution, the Amber Room mysteriously vanished, sparking a conundrum that has persisted for over a century. Created in the early 18th century during the reign of Peter the Great, the Amber Room was a symbol of Russian wealth and power. Its walls, spanning over 55 square meters, were intricately decorated with over 6 tons of amber panels backed with gold leaf and mirrors. Its opulence was awe-inspiring. With the outbreak of World War I, the room became a potential target for invading armies. Anticipating this, the Russian officials decided to hide the room. In an unprecedented feat, the entire room was dismantled piece by piece. Records from the time suggest that the precious panels were packed into crates and removed from the palace. One of the more fascinating speculations is that the Amber Room was lost at sea. As per this theory, the crates were loaded onto a ship, either to be hidden in a far-off location or transported for safekeeping, but the ship sank, taking the Amber Room down with it. Despite extensive searches and investigations conducted by both Russian and international authorities, no trace of the Amber Room has been found. Its location, whether hidden in a forgotten corner of Russia, resting at the bottom of the sea, or adorning a private collection, remains a mystery. The disappearance of the Amber Room is one of the most captivating mysteries of World War I. Its absence serves as a poignant reminder of the cultural heritage lost in the tumult of war. The Amber Room, with its resplendent beauty now only existing in photographs and stories, remains a phantom of a bygone era, waiting to be found. Number 3. The Phantom Submarines of Scapa Flow. In the cold, harsh waters of the North Sea, nestled amongst the Orkney Islands of Scotland, lies Scapa Flow. During World War I, it served as the main fleet anchorage for the British Royal Navy. However, the otherwise tranquil Scapa Flow is home to a haunting tale that has puzzled historians for over a century: the mystery of the Phantom Submarines. The first incident occurred in November 1914. HMS Dreadnought, a British battleship, reported an unidentified submarine periscope in the waters of Scapa Flow. Immediately, a full-scale search was initiated. Depth charges were dropped and the area was meticulously combed, but no submarine was found. A similar incident happened again in January 1915. Two separate British ships reported spotting a periscope emerging from the sea. The area was once again subjected to a rigorous search, with several depth charges dropped, but the supposed intruder remained elusive. Such sightings became a recurring phenomenon throughout the war. The Phantom submarines would appear without warning, only to vanish without a trace, causing panic and alarm amongst the British naval forces. Numerous patrols, searches, and attempts to destroy these unknown submarines yielded no results. The Phantom submarines seemed impervious to the might of the Royal Navy. Several theories have been put forward to explain these strange occurrences. One common explanation is that these were German submarines making reconnaissance missions, capitalizing on the element of surprise and their advanced technology to escape undetected. However, no German records corroborate these incidents. Despite these plausible explanations, the mystery of the Phantom submarines of Scapa Flow remains unresolved. Were they a figment of the stressed sailors' imagination? Or were they stealthy invaders evading capture with their advanced technology? Or, as some believe, were they ghostly apparitions haunting the grim theater of war? The Phantom submarines of Scapa Flow serve as a chilling reminder of the hidden fears and uncertainties that accompany warfare. These apparitions, whether real or imagined, created a sense of dread and suspense that added an extra layer of complexity to the war at sea, marking Scapa Flow as a place of lingering mysteries and ghostly tales. Number 4. The White Lady of Belgium. Belgium, a small country, was the epicenter of some of the fiercest battles during World War I. Amid the violence and devastation, an unusual tale emerged that has since been shrouded in mystery: the legend of the White Lady of Belgium. The first account of the White Lady came from Belgian soldiers defending the city of Antwerp in 1914. The soldiers, exhausted and fearful, reported seeing a woman dressed in white roaming the city streets during the dark hours. She was seen in the shadows, disappearing and reappearing unpredictably, always in the direst situations. Some soldiers reported being guided by her to safety during heavy bombardments, while others claimed she appeared to comfort the wounded and dying. Many attempts were made to identify the White Lady, but all proved futile. Despite the numerous sightings, no one could provide a detailed description of her. She was always seen in passing, a fleeting figure in white amidst the darkness and turmoil. Moreover, no records could verify the presence of a woman matching the description and behavior of the White Lady. The tale of the White Lady of Belgium transcended the battlefield and entered the realm of folklore. After the war, the stories of her apparitions were shared by the survivors, and her legend grew. The White Lady became a symbol of hope and resilience amidst the horror of war. In the years following the war, many theories emerged to explain her existence. Some suggested she was a manifestation of the soldiers' collective hope and desperation, a comforting illusion amidst the nightmare of war. Others speculated she might have been a real person, her identity lost in the chaos of war. The White Lady of Belgium is a haunting mystery of World War I. Her legend is a testament to the human capacity for hope and compassion, even in the face of death and devastation. Whether she was a benevolent spirit, an anonymous heroine, or a collective illusion, the White Lady remains an enduring enigma, her story adding an element of the supernatural to the harsh reality of war. Number 5. The Ghosts of Gallipoli. The Gallipoli Campaign of 1915 stands as one of the most notorious military disasters of World War I. This 8-month-long battle resulted in heavy casualties on both sides, with the Allied forces failing to achieve their objective. However, Gallipoli has an uncanny tale that has captivated historians and paranormal enthusiasts alike: the eerie sightings of the ghosts of Gallipoli. The first recorded sighting occurred in late 1915. Amidst the turmoil of the battle, soldiers from the British Empire forces reported seeing apparitions of unidentified troops. These spectral soldiers were seen patrolling the trenches, wandering the no-man's land, and even participating in the combat. The sightings were not restricted to one location or one group of soldiers. Both the Allied and Ottoman troops reported these eerie apparitions. The phantom soldiers were described as wearing outdated uniforms, carrying archaic weaponry, and appearing hazy and translucent. Another theory proposes that these apparitions were hallucinations brought on by the extreme stress and trauma of the battlefield. The harsh conditions, lack of sleep, and the constant fear could have played tricks on the minds of the soldiers, causing them to see things that weren't there. A more esoteric theory suggests that Gallipoli is a thin place, a location where the barrier between the physical world and the spirit world is particularly thin, allowing the living and the dead to interact. This theory, while lacking in scientific evidence, adds an intriguing dimension to the mystery. Despite the various theories, the ghosts of Gallipoli remain an enigma. Their presence, whether real or imagined, has become an integral part of the Gallipoli narrative. They serve as a chilling reminder of the battle's tragic consequences and the countless lives lost. The ghosts of Gallipoli symbolize the enduring impact of war on both the physical and metaphysical planes. Whether they are spirits doomed to relive their final moments, psychological manifestations of trauma, or an interaction between two worlds, their tales add a layer of mystery and intrigue to the history of World War I. Number 6. The Riddle of Kaiserschlacht Offensive. The Kaiserschlacht, or the Kaiser's Battle, was the final major offensive of the German army on the Western Front during World War I. Initiated in March 1918, the operation aimed to decisively break through the Allied lines before American reinforcements could fully arrive. Despite initial success, the operation ended in failure for the Germans, but it left behind a puzzling mystery that has yet to be fully unraveled. The mystery pertains to the disappearance of a large number of German soldiers during the operation. Following the offensive, the German army reported a significant number of soldiers unaccounted for. While some were presumed dead or taken as prisoners of war, a sizable portion simply seemed to have vanished. These missing soldiers were not confined to a particular unit or a specific location. They were spread across the front lines, with comrades last spotting them in the chaos of battle. Despite numerous roll calls, inspections, and inquiries, the fate of these soldiers remains unknown. Several theories have been proposed to explain this phenomenon. One suggests that these soldiers deserted, slipping away amidst the chaos to avoid the brutal combat. Another theory posits that these missing soldiers might have been victims of a miscommunication or an administrative error, leading to their names being wrongly listed as missing. Despite these plausible theories, the mystery of the missing soldiers in the Kaiserschlacht offensive remains unresolved, a chilling footnote to one of World War I's most significant battles. Number 7. The Unknown Soldiers. World War I was a conflict of unprecedented scale, leading to massive casualties. Among these, many soldiers were simply listed as missing, their bodies never identified or recovered. The phenomenon of the unknown soldiers represents one of the war's most poignant mysteries. These unknown soldiers hail from all participating countries and were lost in various theaters of war. Despite the efforts of the military authorities and the Red Cross, thousands of soldiers remained unaccounted for. Their identities were lost amidst the devastation, their fates unknown. Their disappearance led to numerous questions. Where did they fall? What became of their remains? Could they have survived? The absence of conclusive answers transformed these soldiers into symbols of the vast human cost of the war. In response to this, several countries erected monuments dedicated to the unknown soldier. These memorials honor the memory of those whose identities were lost in the war, providing a place for collective mourning and remembrance. Despite these commemorations, the mystery surrounding the unknown soldiers persists. They remain a testament to the chaos and devastation of war, their identities forever lost, but their sacrifice eternally remembered. Number 8. The unexplained death of Lord Kitchener. Lord Horatio Herbert Kitchener, a pivotal figure of British military history, met a tragically premature death during World War I. His sudden demise has provoked a series of conjectures and theories, making it one of the war's most debated mysteries. On June 5, 1916, Kitchener was en route to Russia aboard the armored cruiser HMS Hampshire. Near the Orkney Islands, the ship hit a mine and sank, claiming Kitchener and over 600 crew members. Kitchener's body was never recovered, leading to a myriad of speculations about his actual fate. The initial belief was that Kitchener died in the explosion or drowned in the harsh North Sea. However, the lack of a body and the circumstances surrounding the event led to alternative theories. Some suggested that Kitchener had survived the explosion but was captured or killed by German forces. Others speculated that he might have been assassinated due to possible disagreements with the government or his influential role in the war. Despite numerous investigations and inquiries, the mystery of Kitchener's death remains unresolved, and his final moments are lost to the waves of the North Sea. Number 9. The Enigma of Lawrence of Arabia. T.E. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia, is an enigmatic figure in World War I history. His role in the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire was pivotal, yet many aspects of his life and actions remain ambiguous. Lawrence's personal account, 7 Pillars of Wisdom, has raised as many questions as it answered. His descriptions of events often contradict official records or other first-hand accounts. Additionally, Lawrence was known to embellish and romanticize his exploits, casting a layer of uncertainty over his narrative. Further mystery surrounds Lawrence's post-war activities. Despite his fame, he enlisted in the military under assumed names and sought anonymity. His reasons for doing so have sparked debates among historians, with theories ranging from guilt over the unfulfilled promises to the Arab people to a desire for a quieter life away from the public eye. Lawrence's sudden death in a motorcycle accident in 1935 added another layer of intrigue to his enigmatic persona. Some speculate it was not an accident, but a consequence of his secret activities, or even a staged event to escape his fame. Despite the mystery surrounding his life, Lawrence of Arabia remains a significant figure in World War I history, embodying the intrigue and complexity of the war and its aftermath. Number 10. The mystery of the Zeppelin L-8. Airships or Zeppelins were a crucial part of World War I, used for reconnaissance, bombing raids, and transport. One of these airships, the Zeppelin L-8, is at the center of an intriguing mystery that has captivated historians and enthusiasts for over a century. In 1916, the L-8 embarked on a routine reconnaissance mission over the North Sea. However, the airship did not return as expected. Several hours after its scheduled arrival time, the L-8 was spotted drifting aimlessly over the sea. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the crew was missing, yet the airship was otherwise undamaged, and all equipment, including weapons, were still in place. An exhaustive search for the crew yielded no results. Neither the captain nor the co-pilot were ever found, and no credible explanations for their disappearance have emerged. Theories range from a hostile encounter with enemy aircraft to an onboard accident, or even desertion. Despite these conjectures, the fate of the L-8 crew remains one of World War I's enduring mysteries. Number 11. The Conundrum of the Prince's Letter. In the annals of World War I espionage, few mysteries are as perplexing as the so-called Prince's Letter. This document, discovered in 1917, allegedly contained correspondence between German Prince Wilhelm and Russian Prince Nicholas, discussing a secret peace agreement between their nations. The letter's discovery caused a scandal, threatening the fragile alliances and public sentiments of the time. However, the authenticity of the letter has been the subject of debate ever since. Critics have pointed to anachronisms in language, dubious origins, and inconsistencies in content to suggest that it might be a forgery. On the other hand, supporters argue that the letter could be genuine, citing the tumultuous political landscape and the prince's known correspondence. They suggest that it could be evidence of backdoor negotiations, or even a potential coup. Regardless of its authenticity, the prince's letter represents one of the most puzzling mysteries of World War I. Whether a genuine secret correspondence or an intricate deception, it remains a tantalizing piece of the war's clandestine history. Number 12. The puzzling fate of Mata Hari. Mata Hari, a Dutch exotic dancer and courtesan, was one of the most enigmatic figures of World War I. Her execution by the French government in 1917 for alleged espionage added an enduring mystery to her already intriguing persona. Accused of spying for Germany, the case against Mata Hari largely hinged on the interrogations and alleged evidence provided by French military intelligence. However, many aspects of her trial and the evidence presented remain a subject of debate among historians. Several inconsistencies exist in the accusations against her. The evidence was circumstantial, and no hard proof of her supposed spying activities was ever presented. Despite this, she was swiftly convicted and executed, leading some to argue that she might have been a scapegoat, sacrificed for the war morale. The truth behind Mata Hari's alleged espionage and her subsequent execution remains shrouded in uncertainty. Whether she was a cunning double agent, a pawn in a larger game, or an innocent woman caught in the crossfire of international intrigue, her fate remains one of the most intriguing mysteries of World War I. Number 13. The baffling case of Rudolf Hess. Rudolf Hess, though more closely associated with World War II, served in the German forces during World War I. His activities during this time, particularly his sudden disappearance from the Western Front in 1917, have become a source of enduring speculation. Hess's military records from this period indicate that he was reported missing and then found weeks later, with no clear explanation for his absence. Theories range from him undertaking a secret mission to suffering a mental breakdown. Some even suggest that he might have been abducted by enemy forces. Despite his later prominence as Adolf Hitler's deputy, the mystery of Hess's World War I disappearance has largely been overshadowed. Nonetheless, it remains an intriguing enigma, a puzzling piece in the complex tapestry of the war's history. Number 14. The vanished treasure of Tsar Nicholas II. The fall of the Russian monarchy during World War I remains a pivotal event in world history. Tsar Nicholas II, the last of the Romanov dynasty, abdicated in 1917, marking the end of centuries-old imperial rule and the start of a tumultuous period for Russia. However, beyond the political changes and turmoil, the period also birthed a captivating mystery: the disappearance of the Tsar's immense treasure. Under the reign of the Romanovs, Russia amassed considerable wealth, including gold, jewelry, priceless artifacts, and a plethora of other valuables. This treasure, secured in various locations across the vast Russian Empire, was under the direct control of the Tsar. But following the Bolshevik Revolution, a significant portion of this treasure disappeared without a trace. The exact contents and value of the vanished treasure are unknown, but by most accounts, it is of immense historical and monetary worth. There have been countless efforts to locate it over the past century, with many alleged sightings and claims, but no definitive discovery. Several theories have emerged to explain the disappearance of the Tsar's treasure. One widely accepted theory suggests that the Bolsheviks seized and redistributed the treasure to fund their new government and the ensuing civil war. However, there is little documentary evidence to support this claim, and the sheer volume of the missing wealth suggests that if this were the case, some trace of it would have surfaced by now. Another theory proposes that the Romanov family, knowing their reign was under threat, hid the treasure to prevent it from falling into the hands of their enemies. This theory is bolstered by numerous stories and legends about secret caches of Romanov wealth hidden across Russia and beyond. A more sensational theory suggests that the treasure was smuggled out of Russia and is still in the possession of unknown entities or secret societies. This theory, while exciting, lacks any substantial evidence but has fueled many treasure hunting expeditions. Despite these theories, the vanished treasure of Tsar Nicholas II remains a mystery. Its fate is intertwined with the turbulent history of Russia, reflecting the dramatic changes and uncertainties of the period. Whether seized, hidden, or smuggled, the Tsar's treasure is a captivating enigma, a symbol of a lost era and the enduring intrigue of World War I. Number 15. The Enigma of Room 40. The world of cryptology and secret communications became a crucial aspect of warfare during World War I. Among the most intriguing mysteries associated with this clandestine world is the Enigma of Room 40, the British Admiralty's cryptography department. Room 40 was where an elite group of codebreakers, linguists, and naval officers worked round the clock to decipher intercepted German communications. Their work proved instrumental in several key victories for the Allies. Yet despite their significant contributions, many of Room 40's operations remain shrouded in secrecy. One such operation pertains to a set of coded messages intercepted in 1917. These messages, unlike others, were never publicly decoded or acknowledged by Room 40. The contents and importance of these undeciphered messages have been a source of speculation for over a century. Some suggest they contained critical information that could have changed the course of the war, while others argue they might have been a diversion or misinformation strategy by the Germans. Further fueling the mystery is the abrupt disbandment of Room 40 after the war. The sudden dissolution of the department, along with the destruction of many of its records, has left numerous gaps in our understanding of its work. The enigma of Room 40 and the undeciphered messages offers a fascinating glimpse into the secretive world of wartime cryptography. It highlights the covert battles waged behind the front lines and the enduring mysteries they left behind. As with many aspects of Room 40, the mystery of the 1917 messages remains unsolved, an enduring reminder of the hidden complexities of World War I.